There yet? Almost. Okay, now we are live. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Thank you for showing up with us one more week for Caregivers Embracing Elder Care. I am your geriatric care coach, Bahamia Ulysses, also known as Nurse in the Know. And I am joined by my co-host, Miss Robin Downs of Yoga Flava. Hi, Robin. How are you today?
Oh, very well, thank you. And yourself?
Awesome. And we're also joined by your father, also our co-host, Sergeant Major William Downs. How are you today, Sergeant Major?
Hi, fine.
Wonderful. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. We had to postpone last week's because I had a family emergency that I had to take care of. So I've missed you guys terribly. I wanted to catch up before we get, all the way dive into our show. Anything new and exciting and buzzing for you guys that we should be sharing with our audience?
Yes, but first.
I missed you, Robin. I'm telling you, I missed you so much.
and I'll just go into the theme is dating. So let's connect with our heart.
Oh yes, I know. Let's do it. Yes, that is our theme today.
Right palm on the heart.
Yes.
Left palm on your lower belly. Right palm on your heart. Left palm on your lower belly. Let's close our eyes. Let's internalize our awareness. Let's inhale through the nose and allow our belly to swell like a balloon. Let's exhale through the nose and really squeeze the belly button back towards the spine, up towards the heart, letting go of all the stale air. Going again, inhale, full belly breath, bringing in the oxygen, the energy, the life force. Exhaling fully, squeezing the belly button back towards the spine and up towards the heart. And when you think you've exhaled all you can, exhale a little bit more. Going again, we inhale, full belly breath, bringing in the oxygen, the energy, the life force. Exhaling fully, releasing and letting go of everything we don't need. Continue to breathe deeply and exhale fully, being with the breath, being in the moment. Let's connect with our heart. And the affirmation for today is I am loving and I am open to love.
Ooh, I like that.
Say it with me. I am loving and I am open to love.
Ooh, I like that, Robin.
Together, the spirit in me honors the spirit in you.
Thank you. Oh, I love that, Robin. That's always so wonderful. I am loving and I am worthy and able to be loved. I love that. Yes, that's a big deal. I think part of why we even decided to talk about dating and all that stuff is because you and I had shared our dating experiences, but also we've been hearing from a lot of different caregivers about how hard it is to date as a caregiver, and then B, now with the pandemic, I think it's made things doubly hard.
Oh, and my father as well.
Yes.
Trying to figure it out also.
We're all trying to figure it out.
When was the last time I had a girlfriend?
I know, Sergeant Major. I'm here with you.
Yeah, so
I'm here with you. So anything new? I guess we should get to that part. Anything new and exciting in your world?
That's why I was saying the date.
Yes. Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
Was new, and that's what reminded me to connect with my heart. So
connect with your heart. But I wanted to talk about, I meant to say that because we had been talking about your documentary, and I wanted to make sure that everybody was reminded that you had not only been submitted and accepted, but that they should be kind of up and, watching for this new stuff, because I know you'll be probably leaking maybe a couple things, but nothing in the documentary until it's aired.
Yes, and probably a lot of things, because there's a lot of it, right? There's a lot of documentary. And thank you, Bahamia. And the trailer was picked up by Crystal Ship Film Festival. I don't know if we mentioned that before, which is exciting.
I think we might have, for those of us, it's been a little while. So I just wanted to recap and catch people.
Thank you. So so it's moving forward with the documentary, and I definitely also want to create some type of format for this web series, but I know I got to do things one day at a time. So if anything, or one, step at a time is probably the best way to say it. So if anything, Bahamia, it's that I have put a lot of things on my plate, and I did realize I do have to focus on the documentary and then allowing everything else to unfold once that primary piece is done. And other than that, it's I keep telling my new friend I've been distracted by this new person that I.
There you go. Oh, yes.
Date number 3. So
date number 3, yes. Okay. So we are jumping right in. So thank you, Robin, for just catching everybody up, because I think it's an important thing. I know that caregivers in general have just challenges around figuring out like this different parts of their life that they can kind of contribute to, whether it's their hobby or things that they've always wanted to do, but are they're having a hard time. They're having a hard time kind of figuring it out, right? It's finding the time and not wanting to be selfish. So I did want to ask you, how best is it, or what's your schedule, or how do you do it? Like, I know, because you edit a lot of your documentary, and for those of you who are not familiar with the film world, trust me, 1 minute of editing can take an hour. Like at least, right? To have a good.
Yeah. I mean, especially when I worked for ABC News, the show 2020, they would do investigative reporting, and they did really in-depth stuff. Maybe like 6 months for a 15-minute segment.
Can you imagine? So there you go. I mean, so just to give everybody an idea, what you're working on takes a lot of time. And so I wondered, is there any tip or kind of maybe how you go about it? Like just how you said, realizing that you need to do one thing at a time, but what works best for you? I'm curious, because I know it's a lot.
Well, first of all, having the desire and making sure you put some time aside for that. As I was just mentioning, prioritizing certain things. But then when you look up and you're like, oh, wow, I'd really like to, go on a date. Hey, meet somebody new. And then when you're open to that, what resources we spoke about certain dating apps, you know, and I was tickled because I say behind door number 2, I found a dating app on Facebook.
Right.
And that's where I met my new friend. So the desire needs to be there. It doesn't just accidentally. Sometimes it does. Accidentally, like, ooh, hey, I didn't expect. How did you get here, right? But otherwise, kind of having that intention that I really like to date, and I would like to go back to my father too, because he has the intention. I'd really like to date. I really, so I'm doing my best, and this is a new dynamic for me with him. So I just first started out with going through his phone book and finding out some of the old lady friends. I didn't know.
Friends, the women.
I didn't know, if they remembered him or whatever. So, I just started, researching, and there's top 3 right now.
Okay.
One is a widow. One is a widow of one of his very dear friends.
Okay.
Another one is someone we reestablished because he had a whole file of pictures. I think I might have mentioned her last time. A whole file of pictures that he meant to get to her, and I found her and her daughter on Facebook, and they were delighted. And they're like, call anytime. So the widow is like, visit anytime and call anytime. The old friend is call anytime on a thing called GrandPad. Okay.
I love GrandPad. Good plug in there. GrandPad's amazing. Yes, it is.
The third one, she's so much fun. I like her so much. And she calls up and she says, I'm telling my girlfriends you're my boyfriend. I show all your fine looking pictures, you in the uniform and everything. So everybody
I like it a lot.
My boyfriend. So I have to keep reminding my father that there are ladies in his life that he can, like that.
You're quite popular, it sounds like.
Sounds like.
So he's like, but they're not here. They're not my girlfriend. I'm like, Dad, it's a
problem. I know. It takes time. It takes a little time. And you know what? That's a good point, Robin. I guess we're kind of getting right into it. But in terms of dating and even kind of like setting up dates with your father, for your father, let's take you out of the picture, right? Of course, we're talking about caregivers too at some. We'll get to that. But in terms of setting up dates with your father, have there been any kind of like challenges around the safety of it? Because I know we're still trying to.
Yes, that's where bachelorette number 1, the widow, she's like, you could come by anytime.
Right.
And she lives by herself. Her daughter's across the street. And, we put our masks on, and she doesn't have a mask on, and she's kind of casual about it. So we're kind of feeling our way through that right now with the heightened alerts and everything. I'm not even sure if we're going to go visit her this week.
Right.
All the
Right.
energy of everything
Understandably
that's
so.
around. Okay.
Yeah.
So the second one is straight up, you know, she's out of state anyway. She's straight up grandpad anytime, video me anytime. And the third one is like, she's not that far, but she's like, I'm not coming out of my house, but I love you. You're my boyfriend.
I love it. I love
but
it.
I'm not coming out of my house. You could call me anytime. I'd love to talk to you. Look at Dad. He's like, I didn't know she's claiming you, Dad. She's just straight up claiming you. She's telling all girls, you're her man.
It sounds like Sergeant Major isn't actually single. What's going on? Wait a minute. Wait just a second.
Well, it's not dating the way he knew dating.
Right.
It's relationships the way he knew relationships. He definitely wants to kiss somebody, you know. So
I get it.
So yeah, but not real.
Right. I get it. So there's that interconnectedness. There's that one-on-one that I know. And so we're trying our best to get past it. You know, a lot of the times we really just need that touch, that human touch. And right now, everybody's really stuck. That's the part. So we'll talk a little bit later about like those tips. But I think ultimately we have to just accept how people are really taking in the pandemic, how they are adjusting, what their choices and their decisions are, and seeing if we can find people that I like the options, Sergeant Major. You got to have options in this game, because at this point, you know, things are looking kind of bleak if you don't. Makes sense?
Mm-hmm. And be open to it and be happy that at least we got top 3 for you.
I know it. I know.
Open to communicate. And that's always the first step. You know, you may not see them in person, but a lot of people aren't able to see their loved ones in person. Right. So cultivating the relationship until you can see them in person is the best, you know, we could do at this point. I, on the other hand, did try to make space to see.
You did try to. All right. I think it's time. I think it's time to go ahead and let's divulge into the caregivers and their dating space and what that looks like. So I'll start off with, of course, I'm not a caregiver, but I've worked with many caregivers, and just dating, the challenges alone. I think the top three challenges that I've heard are that there's no time, because between the dating world, trying to kind of figure out what your schedule is and what their schedule is, and you know, that's challenging, number one.
And I want to stop you right there, because that was definitely a hurdle I had to convince my new friend. No. I have time. I'll make time. When tonight? What time? we can make this happen. So I saw other people were cutting me off because they're like, oh, you know, you're taking care of your father, and I understand you're busy.
Mm-hmm. Bye. Yeah, no, exactly.
Right, hold on.
No. Yeah. And that comes with you being intentional, right? Because I know a lot of caregivers, and I guess we can talk about it a little bit here, and we'll just I know a lot of caregivers who are not intentional about making the time, creating that space, and they'll tell me I don't have any time, and then therefore they don't have any time.
Right.
And you need, every relationship takes time. Every relationship, you know, requires that you're able to kind of give yourself to a space. And no one wants to look at this. I've got a comment here on Facebook. Vince Meyer says baggage. No one wants to look at the baggage. This is baggage, right? But you do have to make space. You have to be able to just say, okay, this is my life. This is what I do as on a regular basis. Yes, this is who I am. This is my everyday. And I also want to pursue a relationship, because at the end of the day, you can't be alone. And, you know, really,
once again,
you can. There are many people that you can, but you shouldn't have to. Let's put it that way, right? Mm-hmm. So that time, not having time, we've got to work around it. And sometimes what I end up doing is working with my caregivers around what is it that's eating up all their time, really taking an inventory. So I guess that will fall into my tip, taking an inventory of what's eating up your time, and then deciding what you can delegate to either other people, other services and vendors that are in your, you know, local community that can help lift, even if it's a couple hours off of your day, to be able to catch some coffee, to meet somebody for the first time if you've been online dating. I think online dating has kind of been the thing right now, especially, we're like, 7-8 months in. I think This is home. This is here. This is where we are. And I don't know about you, but I'm here in LA. We just have gotten our curfew thing back again, and so those orders have been in place since Friday night. So I mean, not that I was always out past 10 p.m., but anything that happens between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. is, from what I understand it, there should be a very good reason. So, of course, to keep people safe, but then we're talking about what are the ways to date. So, with that time part of things, Robin, is there anything that you could say to caregivers in terms of like really chopping up your day or having your date understand like what your schedule is? Because like you said, you just had to say, no, we can make this. But is there something that
and shout out to our biggest fan who's commented, Vince Myers, because after Dad's aide, who's usually there in the earlier part of the day, Vince was gracious enough to be backup and come over. So having your support team.
Very good.
Team is key.
Very good. Very good. Exactly, right? But good. That honestly is the best thing that you can secure for your date life. So if you decide that this is the time for you and you're like, okay, I need to find my partner, making sure that support team is already there and in place is huge, right?
Yeah, real huge.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So the second thing that, or the second comment that I get from a lot of my caregivers who are trying to date is, which is like pretty common, is that, well, there's nobody to date. There's nobody out there right now. There's nobody that, is interested in it, in someone who has to be home and full time and caregiving, right? So what I always say to this is, where are you looking? Because sometimes Robin and I talks about, online dating. We could do the apps, we could do the Plenty of Fish, the meetups, the Bumbles, the Tinders, or what have you. And then I often think about, well, what if you're looking to be a caregiver in that space, but also connect with someone who either might be a caregiver as well.
Oh, I just had a thought, Bahami.
Go for it.
The app for caregivers who date.
I know, right? I was just thinking about it because really this is what it is.
It's out there already.
This is what it is.
Because that was one of my fantasies. Oh, let me find a man who's caring for his mother.
Isn't it?
Like my father. And we can live happily ever
after. And it's not unthinkable, but you got to go to where people are. Right? You've got to go to, and some of the local chapters of your caregiving support groups is not a bad space. Now, for women, I understand that we are majority women in the caregiving space in general. That's just how things kind of break down. But it's not outside of the realm of possibility, is what I want to say, to be able to find other caregivers in smaller, more niche, kind of unorthodox caregiving spaces that can understand your journey and can, work with you, because it does take a lot of patience. That's the thing right there, is that working with, a relationship that has all these other elements, it takes patience. And so that kind of brings me to my next segue. Robin, have you or do you think that for whatever reason, caregivers kind of get out of the game and they lose their step, and then they have this fear of getting back in the game?
For sure. And I know everyone doesn't have the, I don't know if I call it a work ethic, where, I try with my yoga practice, take care of myself, mind, body, spirit. And with that vitality, I am able to have a certain presence.
Yes.
That's the best way to say it. And I know everyone doesn't have that discipline or I'll just say make the time.
Yeah.
Because, I ferociously sometimes like, Dad, I got to go work out, or I need time to do this. And, I got to go.
Yeah.
So,
non-negotiable.
Yeah. Just encouraging people to really take their time for the self-care so that you could be present. Because if you're, you have nothing to give if you have an empty cup. So take the time to fill yourself up so that you can give as a caregiver, and then, be open and exchange of energy with a new partner.
with a new partner. Absolutely. I agree. And just to kind of piggyback onto that, so one of the things that Robin and I was talking about, and this is my third tip, my third and final tip, I think, for caregivers and dating, is their energy. So Robin and I talked about how much you have so much energy, that your energy level is high most of the time. I know sometimes it's not easy, but I can see it in your relationship with Sergeant Major. I can see how your energy even lends itself to him when he may not be feeling as energetic and that word vitality, that kind of spirit. And so I say to my caregivers, work on your own energy, just kind of lifting up your own energy, because I think I know caregiving can be very isolating. And we kind of get into these lulls of kind of just, the day to day, and just really kind of, sometimes they're not the high vibes that you would like to meet. When you're thinking about meeting somebody new, they know you're a caregiver, but they want to know that you either love it. And if you don't necessarily love it, talk about something that you do love. But before we can even get to that step, it's the mindset. We talk about these affirmations. And so I would always say, have a set of affirmations close to you that can help you raise your energy when you start thinking some of those negative thoughts about not really having what it takes to get back in the game, and not really having that kind of pizzazz or whatever it was that you had. It's hard because those thoughts are going to stick there, but the affirmations will help to kind of support you, or at least give you another direction to think in, versus just kind of sticking in that cycle of not really being motivated. Because I think that's part of what we're talking about. That energy, all of that is that motivation. So any positive affirmations? Oh, I got a couple comments here. Here we go. Vince is in there. He's in the house saying positive vibes, and he's wishing us all a happy Thanksgiving. Yes, we are celebrating Happy Thanksgiving this week. Thank you, Vince, for bringing us to that space. I know we've got a few more minutes left. I wanted to ask you any huge plans for, he's in, it looks like Vince is in North Carolina on to Myrtle Beach. Go ahead, Vince. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. I love it. Any huge plans? What did you finally decide, Robin, on what the Thanksgiving celebrations is going to be like? Because I know we were talking about it, and we had.
Well, we did have our outing to the Poconos, and even when we went to the Poconos, there was moments where we were at this property owners association meeting, and everybody had on masks, and it was just really uncomfortable and frankly a bit scary. Ooh. So I just felt like, okay, we had our outing, and then you turn on the news, and it's so like, don't go anywhere, don't, so I want to focus on the documentary. I'll make sure there's a lot of good food around, and kind of see what else may pop up. But right now, it's really about the documentary for me, and having the time to focus on it, because I have been taken away from it, and I hope Sergeant Major can be patient. Look at him.
All right. A big dinner.
I'm going to make sure there's a lot of good food around.
Oh, good. Are you having people over?
You know what? We'll do some Zooms and things, but I don't even know if I'm going to be coordinating them. It's like, I don't want to be the person coordinating. We'll see if I could hop on with other people. So I don't really want to do a whole bunch of coordinating this particular week. I want to finish my documentary.
There you go. I love it. And I think as long as there's good food, the people that you love, that you can kind of check in with, that's all that we can ask, because we really want to make sure that safety is number one.
Happening here.
Yeah.
Bahamia, what are you going to do?
So basically, I've decided, so I was planning on traveling. I wanted to go see my mom, but plans have changed. And now I'm going to do dinner at mi casa. So I'm having a little bit of a dinner. It's going to be 5 of us, or 4 or 5 of us, I think. My brother's coming over, my sister, and a close friend. We're all going to cook a bunch of good old fashioned island food, and a little bit of the other kind of more modern.
You're an island girl. Did we establish this?
We did. So my parents are from Haiti. Yes, we are. Yes, both of my parents are from Haiti. So I'm Haitian American. So we're gonna have the rice and beans.
Food, yeah.
Oh my God, now it's not like my mom's food. Trust me, I'm missing it. Like inside here, I'm just just breaking up. But I'm going to do the best that I can to enjoy it and like mimic her recipes, and we'll do the FaceTimes. I've got a lot of family in Florida, which I think I'll end up going there for Christmas. I'm pretty sure. But for now, like you said, I've got some things that I want to focus on too next week. So not this week, this Thanksgiving week, but the following week, I'm doing a workshop, a 3-series part workshop, and it's a free workshop for all caregivers put on by the Love Labor Project. I tell everybody on Instagram, they're at Love Labor Project. Go ahead, sign up. It's amazing. They are an amazing, amazing organization, a not-for-profit organization that has asked me to do this 3-part series for them to really just support caregivers for free 99, Robin. Remember, now I know I have to always say that, right? For free 99 so it's a 3-week series, but that's what I'm also working on. It's just kind of making sure that I can get prepped up for that. I haven't, exercised my workshop muscles in a while here. So just doing that review. But yeah, I definitely want to enjoy that one day with the people that are close to me and doing it as safely as possible. So I haven't cooked a turkey in a while. We're going to see how this goes. Maybe I'll post some pics or something like that, and just sharing the love of being able to be with the people you love.
Sounds fabulous.
It is fabulous. Sergeant Major, do you have anything you want to say to our folks? We're kind of winding down. We're a little short, but right under 30 minutes. We'll put it that way. Anything you want to say to the people who are celebrating Thanksgiving this week, or who can't be with the ones they love, but you wanted to wish them a happy Thanksgiving?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Awesome. Awesome. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. For all of the people that are able to be with the ones they love, we are sending our biggest, deepest emotions and hugs to you, because we know that this holiday is very challenging for a lot of people, right, Robin? We can't forget that. So anything else that I missed before I say goodbye for the week?
That's all I could think of at the moment, Bahamia. Thank you so much, as always.
It's always my pleasure to be here with you too. So we will be back next Sunday, same time, same place. If you guys have any...
Is that December already?
It's December, Robin. We are there. We are there. Oh, yes, it is here. It is here. It is really here. Well, I think, no, it'll be the 29th. It'll be the 29th on next Sunday.
Okay.
So we're kind of like almost there. We're almost there.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're not there yet. All right, folks, that's all we've got for today. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. And again, and as usual, if you have any questions, comments, things that you want us to talk about, topics, either send Robin or I an instant message, DM, email. You've got all of our contact information below. So have a wonderful week, and we will see you again. Big hug.
Embracing elder care.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful week.